Some rosters enter camp searching for hope. The Chargers are bringing in players who demand real answers. A defender survived injury, cuts, and anonymity. Baltimore let an explosive back walk away. A young star's contract could test the franchise's ambition. And one weapon is so fast that he drew an unbelievable reaction from Mike McDaniel. Talent like this cannot fade into the background while Los Angeles tries to level up. Today we measure who can earn a role and who deserves to be a priority. Subscribe now because this season begins with decisions most people have not noticed yet. Start with a player who was given no shortcuts. Waxter was born in Newark and excelled in football and track at Immaculate Conception, yet received 0 stars as a recruit. For some players, that becomes a final verdict. For him, it started a career where every opportunity had to be earned. Waxter recorded 25 tackles and 1 pass breakup across 7 games for Villanova in 2019. The pandemic limited his opportunities in 2020, and he remained a rotational defender in 2021. Then a major injury cost him the entire 2022 season. When he returned, his health, future, and professional dream all rested on 2023. He responded with 26 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, 8 pass breakups, and second-team All-CAA honors. Another year removed from the injury, Waxter used his final eligibility in 2024 to earn AP FCS All-American Honorable Mention and First-Team All-Coastal Athletic Association recognition. The 2025 draft gave him no security. Lance Zierlein described a big, strong, aggressive defender who attacks catch points, blockers, and running backs. He also pointed out limited man coverage, too much reliance on physicality instead of footwork, inconsistent tackling, and a need to stand out on special teams. The assignment is clear. Seattle gave his length a chance during the 2025 offseason. In a crowded secondary, Waxter could not separate, finished 3 preseason games with 3 tackles and 1 pass breakup, and missed the final 53. On September 30th, the Chargers signed him to their practice squad. He spent nearly the rest of the regular season learning in a secondary developed by coaches including Steve Clinkscale. That gives 2026 camp real emotional weight. Waxter stayed upright while his career kept trying to push him out. His deal carries an $885,000 base salary and cap hit. The cornerback room ahead is thin, and his appearance in Tony Jefferson's spelling bee suggests he connected with the group, though that will not win him a roster spot. His path will come down to man coverage footwork, reliable tackling, and special teams value. Improve those areas, and he can fight for the 53 or stay ready for a call-up. Los Angeles needs dependable depth, and players shaped by rejection understand that no camp rep can be wasted. This is his chance to make that lesson useful for a team with little margin behind its starters. After squeezing through so many narrow doors, camp gives Waxter a chance to turn survival into real Sunday value. From a player chasing stability, we move to one who had already produced in the NFL and still got unexpected news. Keaton Mitchell believed Baltimore would offer a $3.25 million free agent tender for 2026. He returned, dealt with the snow, dug out his car, and thought about buying a truck. Then the deadline approached, no offer came, and everything changed. Mitchell said he was shocked. When his agent confirmed the Ravens would not tender him, the Chargers called about 20 seconds later. On March 12th, he signed with Los Angeles for 2 years and $9.25 million. Baltimore hesitated. The Chargers attacked. The deal beat the cited market projection of roughly $1.52 million per season. Los Angeles identified a rare function and paid to secure it. Mitchell averages more than 6 yards per carry across 121 NFL attempts. Bill Barnwell called him the league's top backup running back, behind former first-round pick Omarion Hampton. There is risk. Barnwell noted Mitchell can force too many runs outside, and his injury history matters. But Mike McDaniel does not need a traditional volume back. Hampton punishes defenses between the tackles. Mitchell turns 1 bad angle into open grass and 1 late pursuit into a touchdown. Mitchell produced 995 all-purpose yards in 2025 and has 1,698 with 3 touchdowns through 3 seasons, plus return value. Baltimore may have believed Derrick Henry made him expendable. Baltimore spent 3 seasons developing that explosiveness, then watched it leave at the first real free agent opportunity. Los Angeles was ready immediately. But depth matters when the schedule takes bodies, and explosiveness cannot be ordered on demand. That contrast matters. Baltimore protected its existing hierarchy, while Los Angeles paid for another gear that can survive beyond any single back's workload. The Chargers bought more than a backup. They bought another way to stress a defense. Picture McDaniel alternating power and speed without tipping it through personnel. Defenses brace for Hampton, then chase someone who erases angles. Health and decisions between cutting inside or hunting the edge will determine Mitchell's role. Still, this is exactly my kind of bet around Justin Herbert. Clear purpose, production, and one-touch game-changing ability. If Baltimore regrets this, Los Angeles will have turned 20 seconds into a season's worth of speed. This next one is no longer about opportunity. It is about commitment. Tuli Tuipulotu enters the final year of his rookie contract after producing like a defensive pillar, and talks appear stuck. Los Angeles is not being asked to pay for empty promise. It is being asked to recognize a player it developed, one who turns 24 on September 3rd and already owns star-level production. Last season, Tuli set career highs with 23 quarterback hits, 20 tackles for loss, and 13 sacks. His 31% run-stop win rate tied him for 5th among edge defenders in ESPN's metric. His missed tackle rate has dropped every year, falling from 13.1% in 2023 to 5.8% in 2025. That is measurable growth. He pressures quarterbacks, defends the run, fixes weaknesses, and is not yet in his prime. Bill Barnwell projected Tuipulotu could return a first-round pick, or more, in a hypothetical trade. No actual trade is being suggested. The projection shows how the league views his value and should speed up talks. If another team would surrender day one capital for Tuli and then pay him, why should the Chargers treat commitment as too much? First-round picks chase young, productive players at premium positions. Los Angeles already found one. Moving him just to repeat that search would trade ascending certainty for possibility. Major negotiations get difficult. Tuli wants the value created by his breakout, while the team must manage guarantees, structure, and future plans. Neither side is a villain, but time creates cost. A training camp hold-in remains possible, and lost reps could slow his 2026 preparation. The longer this continues, the more the dispute threatens his season. The emotional message matters. Paying a young player who developed here and delivered tells the locker room that growth gets rewarded. Endless delay says even 13 sacks might not bring security. A franchise building a physical identity should keep the players who embody it. I understand the caution. Pass rushers are expensive, and one great season leaves variables. Waiting will not make the market cheaper. If Tuli matches or tops 2025, his price rises. If talks turn sour, other teams will offer what Los Angeles hesitated to put down. Leverage does not improve when a young star proves his importance again. The choice is not emotion versus discipline. It is whether disciplined planning can recognize that homegrown, premium position talent usually gets more expensive with every delay. So let me take the fan base's temperature. Should the Chargers finish this extension before camp picks up speed, or hold their line and let 2026 provide another sample? Put your choice in the comments. My position is clear. Negotiate responsibly, absolutely. Make a future cornerstone feel disposable? No chance. Tuli is not a luxury for a team trying to climb the AFC. He helps make that ambition real on defense. After the tension of a star waiting to be valued, the offense brings almost childlike excitement. Brenen Thompson ran a combine-best 4.26 in the 40-yard dash. That kind of speed demands attention. Reducing him to a stopwatch would miss why Mike McDaniel wanted him in this offense. Before the Chargers selected the Mississippi State receiver in round 4, McDaniel said he would take his shirt off if they found a way to get Thompson. After the pick, he doubled down. If you were not fired up, you were dead. That guarantees nothing, but McDaniel wanted this exact profile and can now design with it. Thompson brings good route running and elite deep ball tracking, not just burst. Some fast receivers separate, then lose the ball. Others track it without scaring corners at the release. Thompson could combine both traits and force secondaries to back up before the snap. For Justin Herbert, that effect could matter as much as one deep catch. When a safety respects 4.26 speed, the intermediate space changes. Turn a corner's hips early, and comebacks or crossers open up. Isolate Thompson, and Herbert has the arm to make the field feel short. McDaniel creates conflict. Thompson might turn it into panic. That is the hidden payoff. Even before the ball comes his way, Thompson's speed could dictate leverage, widen throwing lanes, and make the offense less predictable. That leverage can reshape entire possessions. One legitimate question remains. Thompson is small by NFL standards. He must handle contact, beat physical defenders, and stay on his route when they try to knock him off. The league will not give him free releases because he ran 4.26. Corners will hit him, safeties will test his frame, and special teams may demand courage in tight spaces. Do not put the burden of saving the offense on a fourth-round rookie. Let McDaniel use specific packages, pre-snap motion, space routes, and selected deep shots. Handle contact, and Thompson's role grows. Need time, and his presence can still open up the playbook. The best part is the alignment between pick and coach. McDaniel saw a tool built for his imagination, said so loudly, and the Chargers got it. Camp will show whether Thompson can earn a unique role. Pair his speed and tracking with Herbert's arm, and every defense faces an ugly choice. He does not need to do everything, just threaten one thing so violently that everyone else gets room. 4 stories, 1 demand. The Chargers must turn special traits into real advantages. Waxter is depth built through resilience. Mitchell brings acceleration Baltimore released. Tuli has produced enough to force a courageous decision. Thompson gives McDaniel speed that could reshape space for Herbert. None deserves empty hype. They need development, purpose, and commitment. That is how a roster stops being interesting and starts scaring the AFC. Pick a side in the comments. Pay Tuli now or unleash Thompson from the start. Subscribe, hit like, and come back, because camp will demand answers on the field.